Counting down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The DK Effect. A real-life diary of a madman.
It's time for the DK Effect. Oh, 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 come on. Oh, 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 come on. Oh, 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 oh. It's time for the DK Effect. Oh, 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 come on. Oh, 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 oh.
Well, top of the day, everybody. Once again, my name is DK, and it's great to be here. It's great to be here again with you. This week, got a couple things we got to get to, and our last interview was Sandra. All right. So, next week, I have a couple of appointments, so I will be airing a special show for you all here. I'll tell you more at the end. All right, so last week we covered some questions. One of them I diverted until I went to the AI webinar, 3 days I attended that for. Well, Marianne, it was a great submission. I learned a lot, and I've kind of prepared an answer for you. Marianne said, we didn't get into the whole detail of her question, but she admits that the rapid evolution of AI makes her feel nervous and worried. Well, Marianne, you are not alone. That's a very human response to a massive shift. I have people off the show come to me and tell me how much they're worried. Let's start. Let's understand why we're here. We have to look at how AI evolved. For decades, computers were just calculators. They only did exactly what we told them to do with strict code. But the modern twist is machine learning. Instead of being programmed with rules, AI was given massive amounts of data and told to find the patterns itself. Much better than Siri or Alexa. It evolved from a tool that follows instructions to a system that predicts outcomes. It's no longer just math. It feels like the language and the reasoning, which is why it feels so much more personal and disruptive than a toaster and a spreadsheet. So, why does this make us scared? Our brains are wired for certainty and safety. And AI represents the ultimate unknown. We worry that if a machine can think or create, our own value diminishes. Evolution usually takes generations. Farmer did the field all by himself. Tractors came along, then even bigger machines. The AI evolution is happening in weeks. It's creating a future shock where our internal map of the world can't keep up with the external reality. When technology mimics human behavior too closely, it isn't quite human, but it triggers a natural biological red flag. So, what's on the horizon? What can we expect in everyday use? Well, what we actually can expect is we aren't looking at a sci-fi movie. We're looking at a cognitive bicycle. Just as a bicycle helps you go further with the same amount of energy, AI is becoming a partner for the everyday person. Imagine having a tutor that knows exactly how you learn best, available 24/7. Use it for tasks that drain you. Let it draft that difficult email, organize your grocery list based on your health goals, or summarize a 50-page report so you can get the gist in just 2 minutes. Don't let AI do the work for you. Let it do the work with you. Use it to brainstorm ideas when you're stuck or to see a problem from a perspective you haven't considered. As I wrap up this segment, I'm going to tell you, I went, Marianne and everybody else, I went and I tried some different things. I had it remind me something in 2 weeks, which I won't know for a few weeks until it actually happens, but apparently it will. Told it I was barbecuing and I wanted to know the internal temperature of the meat. I tried a lot more in-depth things that if you want to know about it, message me personally and I'll tell you a little bit more about it. The one favor I see is, when you Google, it takes you forever to sort through all those articles and find exactly what you're looking for. As a glorified Google, AI kind of narrows that down and gets you the answer quicker, if that makes sense. That's what I find. Besides, it can make pictures for you and various things like that. It can proofread emails. That's all positive stuff. But as we wrap up this segment, I want you to remember this. I want you to write this down. Optimism and being naive are not the same thing. Optimism and being naive are not the same thing. Being naive is closing your eyes and hoping for the best. Optimism is seeing the challenges clearly and choosing to find the path through them. My advice for navigating this evolution is simple. Guard your treasures and give everything else to AI. Your treasures are your human connections, your unique intuition, your presence with your family, and your deep-seated values. Keep that behind a locked door. AI can't hold those for you. Give AI everything else, the scheduling, the data crunching, the repetitive logistics. Give it a try. By offloading the mechanical, you can reclaim the time to focus on what matters most to you. For me, it's more time to do other things. Don't fear the evolution of the machine. Focus on the evolution of you. Stay mindful and stay intentional. I hope that gives you a starting point, Marianne. I just want to close in one more thing here. I think eventually, and I've seen a few shows on this and read a few articles, that this is going to be regulated by the government like everything else. Once it becomes a little out of hand or a little scary, it's going to be taken away from us, just like smoking in public or, speed limits and stop signs, and the government will take it away and regulate it. Anyway, that's all I got for now. Here's our last segment with Sandra, and I'll be back with a secret I found out 30 years ago and never used.
Welcome back. It's time for our final segment with Sandra. We have heard about a strong young woman with many struggles. Do these struggles continue, or are we in for a happy ending? So sit back and enjoy as Sandra tells her story in her own words.
It was crazy. It was just, I packed up my stuff at work. I looked at my boss and I was like, you know what? Like, I'm not coming back anymore. Like, I'm not allowed to work anymore. I don't know. And even though our relationship was very rocky, he did seem to, feel bad.
Have some compassion. Yeah.
Have some compassion, yeah. And I hope you figure it out. And I just went home. I had my apartment like half packed. Don't even know where I'm going to go. I have all this furniture, everything. Like I have a life here, but all of a sudden it's just like pack up and go, and
Again.
yeah, exactly. But obviously that felt like a lot worse than other times. Like I actually, I didn't have a status or anything. And so graciously, my boyfriend at the time, my now husband, was like, okay, I don't know, just move into my place and we'll figure it out. At least you're not spending money figuring it out on rent, right?
Right.
And somehow I've never ever heard of it. And I got a lawyer and we put together a story, like my life story here and everything, and my purpose and like why I came to Canada and all of that and how things have just rolled out. put it all in a document for the immigration office, and within 2 weeks, they gave me a new visa.
Nice.
Like, it was
Never give up.
Of course, and obviously, like, I'm not, like, I wasn't that open even at the time to share a lot of my story like that and just send it out and hope. But I
Desperate
did.
times, right? Desperate times,
Yeah,
desperate measures, yeah.
of course. And it all worked out, and so fast forward, I could not find a job. And so, yeah, I come from restaurants, right? And like serving job, waitressing, and I was just like, I just don't want to, like, I did not also move here to do that. Like, I want to build a career, like, I want to start a life, and like now it seems like, maybe this time things are actually going to be good.
Yeah.
And I met this great guy, and then, like, we lived together, and yeah, I tried for, like, I think 7 months to find a job. And at that point, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna start my own business. Like, I can't, like, I don't see any other options, to be honest.
Good for you.
And I've always wanted to do that, but I don't know. I just always, in the back of my head, I'm like, oh, the safer way is to build a career, and it's more stable. And
Sometimes safe is not the way to go, though.
yeah, exactly. And so yeah, I started working on, like, I have a jewelry brand now that I'm building, and it's all like my mission with that, and like it still kind of reminds me, it helps me too to this day, is like to inspire others, like, don't give up, just keep going. And even when things, do work out, like, I still had that feeling of like, what's my purpose in life?
Yeah.
Why did I overcome all of these things? And what am I gonna do with them?
So more or less, you always had faith in the purpose. You just didn't know exactly what it was,
Mhm.
but somehow it
Yeah.
kept coming back to make you bounce back.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I think that, yeah, like, well, I do, like, I have struggled with a little bit of, like, depression, and I don't know if it, like, has come from, like, my experience and stuff, and I felt that, like, complete hopelessness of even when things, were looking better, but then you're kinda like, "Okay, so what now?" And then you're almost, like, kinda waiting for something to happen again, and you can't get out of that loop sometimes. And then other days you wake up, everything's great, you feel, motivated to do things, and it's just like I've noticed that it will be like a constant, not to
So
say battle, but, like, every day, like, I work on myself a lot. I do think of it now more clearly, like, okay, what is my purpose? What makes me happy? What I want to do with my life?
you got to keep
And
going back to that happy spot.
yeah,
Sometimes it's very difficult, but
of course.
you've got to replace the old belief with a new one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And just a little bit every day, like, I'm, kind of like a very impatient person as well, where, like, I kind of, when I start something, I want to see the results, and I want to, already feel the way I want to feel. And I think that I've, like, learned from all of these experiences is that, like, look, like, it's been almost 7 years, with, like, when I moved here, and look how long it took and how many struggles. And that's just also how life works. Like, it's not going to be all, you get over something and then the rest of your life is going to be like rainbows and sunshine.
Absolutely. No, there's always challenges.
Yeah,
And
of course.
as long as we learn from our challenges, that's the key
Exactly.
thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that that's kind of what I'm trying to remind myself. And I tell others too when they're in a tricky situation, like, think of the things you've overcome. Like, things are gonna work out exactly how they're supposed to work out, and you just gotta, like, let it go for your own mental health and let things play out. Not to say that not to do anything, but it's just sort of like give your mind a break,
Yeah.
and
You
then it
gotta
will
deal
be
with it.
easier to plan and deal with the things you're dealing with.
Yeah. You gotta face it. If you don't face it, it gets worse.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So when do you get married?
So I
This
actually
was a
got
real
married a
happy
year
story.
ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 2025 in March, we went to the city hall and got married, and we didn't have a fancy wedding or anything. We're kind of more so focusing on our lives, and right now don't really believe in that, it should be that you can only get married if you have the big wedding, but we just wanted to be with each other, and he's been supporting me through very, very difficult times. And I think that a lot of the times I actually really truly started to feel like I want to give up and I just want to go home and let's just write this off as it didn't work out, like my experience in Canada, and that's it. And he kept me going. He was like, "No, like you're in that mindset of giving up because it's hard, but let's just keep going and
Yeah.
see."
You
You
got to
know,
surround yourself with positive people. You've got to have
exactly.
them. Yeah.
Yeah, and like I just had a conversation with someone as well that was saying that they don't know if they have the strength to do what they want to do, and I was like thinking like, but you don't wait for the strength to come to you to do something. Like you get the strength from doing it.
Good point.
Like,
Yeah.
when I moved here, I think that also that's what I'm trying to get to, that mindset of like just go for it, because I did not have enough like life experience to know all these struggles. But I think that if I had known, I wouldn't have taken the jump.
Yeah. No.
Like when
See,
we were kids,
now
like we
now
do
you're
crazy
married,
things.
right? But now you're
Yeah.
married. Your things are going the right way, and it wasn't easy, but
Yeah, I mean, I do have my jewelry brand that I'm working on. Um, my jewelry brand is called SH Jewelry,
okay.
and it's all about my mission is to inspire others and to wear my pieces and like kind of reminding yourself to keep going.
Mhm.
And I really, yeah, and I kind of like stand by or live by the quote, "This too shall pass."
Mm,
And like, and also to remember like the good times and the bad times, like everything will pass eventually, and just to know that you're gonna be okay,
yeah.
you know?
That's fantastic. You have been such this is a great story. I talk to a lot of people, and this is part of the thing is everyone's story is different,
Yeah,
but somehow it all ties together,
yeah,
right? Like the
exactly.
same challenges. And listen, stay in touch.
Yeah,
Please continue to listen to the show if it helps you,
of
um,
course.
and listen to that song at the very end.
Hmm.
When it says never give up. When I feel blue, I crank that song.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Everything the DK Effect all in one place. www.thedkeffect.ca. All our social media links: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. A library of articles that go into detail on subjects covered on the show, and other articles including mental health, personal growth, fitness, and success stories. An easy way to contact us with questions or if you want to share your story on the show. Yep, all of that in one place to assist you on your life journey. It all starts with taking the first step at www.thedkeffect.ca.
Back over to you, Dickens. 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 Back over to you, Dickens.
Think and grow rich. In today's final segment, I want to tell you a little discovery I recently had. I came across an old book, a physical book of something that I had read probably 30 years ago. It's referred to quite often as the key to positive thinking and attaining wealth. But I picked it up And I realized maybe there's more to it than what I did 30 years ago. I mean, I had some of the sayings, I had some sayings locked away, like whatever the mind can believe, it can achieve. And I still believe that. But I always thought it was more about making millions of dollars, which, money's a priority, but sometimes it isn't the top priority. Maybe it is for you. The name of the book is Think and Grow Rich. There's this story in there. During the gold rush, a man named R.U. Darby's uncle went west to dig. He stuck a vein of ore and covered it up and went home to Maryland to raise money for machinery. They went back together and started shipping the gold. And for a while, they were on top of the world. Then the vein of gold suddenly disappeared. They kept drilling, desperate to find it again, but eventually they gave up. They sold the machinery to a junk man for just a few $100s. They took the train back home in defeat. Folks, they were 3 feet away from gold. Take that for what it's worth. The core concept of the book is 6 steps, and I don't have time to get into it. You're going to have to read the book if this interests you. It says to fix the exact amount, and it's referring to the amount of money you want to make. But it could be anything. Determine what you're going to give in return for obtaining that money, or that skill, for that matter. Establish a definite date. Create a definite plan. Not vague. It's got to be definite. It's got to be clear. And write it out. I know you guys don't like when I say this. Write it out in a clear statement. And then finally, Napoleon Hill suggests, read it aloud twice daily. So these aren't just to-do items. They are tools for auto-suggestion. The law of attraction, which we really haven't gotten into either, it's about conditioning your subconscious, the silent partner, your internal AI, to recognize opportunities that were probably already there. So I've got some homework for you this week again. What is the one thing you are willing to give up to get what you want? Don't just read the book. Be the book. And remember, folks, be kind. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. You never know whose day you're going to inspire. Take action today. Put on your shoes. Pick up the pen. Pick up the phone. Huge thank you to Sandra. Her interview concluded today. It was a pleasure getting to know her, and I hope you enjoyed it as well. And as we go through this, I want you to keep in mind every story, including mine, including yours, including all the people we've interviewed, is different. But there's things that are the same. Try to pick up on those things. Next week, I have several appointments, and I apologize for that. Nothing major, nothing to worry about. We're starting to a chemical stress test. We're working on my knees, which are terrible, I think, probably from hockey. So next week, I'm going to air a hybrid of episode 1, episode 2, and it's kind of going to be, just to remember why I do this, and hopefully you can remember why you do this, and where we started and where we've gone since then. And I'll be back with a brand new guest after that. And yeah, some exciting stuff. So stay tuned and have a great week. Until next time, I'm DK.
Never, never, never look back. Keep going and don't give up. Never, never, never look back. Keep going and don't give up. Never, never, never look back. Never, never, never look back. Keep going and don't give up. Never, never, never look back. Keep going and don't give up. Never, never, never look back. Never, never, never look back. Never,